Hey YouTube, American Lefty here, aka at Pinoy122793. Now this video is about how to stay strong in life. Now we'll cover like your job, your life circumstances, you have rivals and haters, and even when you date. So here it goes. Realize that most people are focused 99.99% on themselves, and 0.01% of the time, with a line above it, if you guys know math, 0.01% of the time, they spend time with their friends, family, and helping one another, helping other people. Now, being strong doesn't mean you have to brag about it. It means you have to back it up with your actions. Strong people are calm, they keep their composure, they're centered, and they don't let anything bother them. They just let things go. Now, when you're a man and you're dating a feminine woman and you're a masculine man, masculine men have to be very strong. And it's not strength as in yelling at a woman. You should never yell at a woman. It's not yelling at other people. And trust me, in my younger years, I used to not have a temper, but I used to have a loud, strong voice. Or not, a loud, sometimes I would have a loud voice that would annoy the other person. Sometimes the loudest person in the room is not the strongest person. It's the most centered, the most calm, with a calm demeanor, and they just don't let anything bother them, even though I mentioned that already. Now, when I was working at Creative Minds, I had bosses. I was the entry-level person. And I left after a few months because I didn't like the job. And the pay was fine, but I didn't like, I was good at taking care of the disabled adults, but it got too demanding when I had to drive them all over the place. And my occupation was the driver, but then before I was the driver, I was taking care of the disabled students and writing reports. And right before I was going to start driving them, I left because I didn't want to drive a van at multiple places at multiple times for $16 an hour. And I respect the company and I respect the people there, and there are people there that actually like their job or they don't. They either like their job or they don't. Some of them are there just to make money. And I was there to make money as well, but I wasn't enjoying myself, so I walked away from the job. And my boss respected that. And during my time there, whenever I make a mistake or a minor mistake, I get not yelled at, but they would give me a statement saying, hey, you should have done this, you should have done that. And one of my coworkers, who, whenever she made a mistake, she let it bother her a little bit. I won't say the name of my coworker, but I noticed that I'm like, okay, she could be a lot stronger by just let it go. Just ignore it. Like, don't let it bother you. Whenever I got a warning for a mistake I've made on the job, they didn't fire me. I just didn't let it bother me. I just didn't let my bosses bother me. The supervisors, the managers in there, I didn't let them bother me. And it's a good company too. They just want to make things competent. They hire competent people. I try my best to be as competent as possible, but I made mistakes, and then I got strictly warned about what I did. And here's another story about my other job when I was 25 years old that I worked in the summer while I was still in college. And by the way, it took me 10 years to get a 4-year degree, a 4-year degree for psychology, but that's because I was in and out of college. So there were some semesters I would be in college, and some semesters I would be out of college due to health concerns that'll remain confidential. I've been through a lot, guys. So what happened was when I was 25, in the first week I was on the job, a kid got hit by a golf club and I wasn't aware of it. And then my boss said, "Oh, accidents happen," and that he was on my side about it, but I wanted to tell him that I take responsibility for what happened because I wasn't watching enough for the kids. I was watching 5 kids in one hole. I was a junior camp golf coach for the summer, teaching kids how to golf. And so what he said was, "Oh, Josh can't watch everybody, so we got to take this kid to the hospital." The kid that got hit by the golf club by this girl on accident. And how I would have prevented it was, "Hey, don't swing." I would have yelled on top of my lungs if I ever saw that. "Hey, don't swing. There's somebody there." And then it would have been prevented. But I didn't watch what was going on. I wasn't aware. And then I screamed to my boss that this kid's hurt. He was bleeding on his forehead, and it dripped down all over his face. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, am I going to lose my job? Am I going to lose my job or what?" And then I told my boss that, "Hey, I take full responsibility." And he's like, "Oh, don't beat yourself up. You're fine." The boss took responsibility of what happened. And I hope that kid is okay now, because he's a good kid. And to stay strong, I showed up the next day, acted like that whatever happened didn't bother me. So guys and women watching this, if you want to stay strong, don't let anything bother you. Let go of what people say about you, because all they care about is themselves. And then if they try to put you down, they want to feel empowered and they want to feel like you're their superior over you. And do not, this is what Rocky Balboa said in the movie Rocky Balboa, or Rocky 6 or whatever. He said, "The world ain't no sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you into your knees and permanently if you let it. Me, you, and nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done." That's part of it. I won't explain the whole thing because it's not necessary, but but that was one of my favorite scenes in movie history. This world, guys, this world is tough. You have to be tough to make it in this world, especially today. Manners are off the table now in this world. According to my experiences, and even in college, there are no manners in college, at least not anymore. The professors treat the students like grown adults, as if they're the boss and the students are the workers. And the objective of the student is to get the good grade, to pass the class, and follow the objectives from the syllabus, and read ahead of time. That was my strategy in college when I was taking my studies seriously. I graduated with about a 3.2 GPA, 3.18 or something. I don't remember, but I'll say 3.2. I don't care. It's about a 3.2, or maybe on on that 3.2 point. I had a 3.2 grade point average when I graduated. And what I did was I studied ahead, and that's how I got better grades, especially when I transferred from COC to CSUN or California State University of Northridge, and the other one is College of the Canyons. And here's another thing about staying strong. When you want to stay strong, this is the last reason. The last reason is you got to realize that you got to let go of yourself. You got to get over yourself. Whoops. You got to get over yourself. Stop thinking you're more important than any other person in this world, because you're not. A humble spirit, and I'm religious, I'm a Catholic. God and Jesus Christ wants us to be humble. Don't brag. Don't think you're better than anybody, because what if you go through adversity and then all of a sudden the person that you try to act superior over becomes better than you at something? It could be anything, like golf, basketball, hockey, soccer, at work, school, whatever. Get over yourself. And once you get over yourself and you humble yourself, nothing will bother you anymore. You'll have that strong mindset. Take it easy.